Okay, so what is Oraclescan? Well, it's basically a search engine, and it helps you identify the best value stocks on the stock market at any given time. And it's very easy to use. It uses a drop-down menu system, so there's no formula language. It's not difficult. You simply select what you're interested in and use it in your search criteria, and away you go. And you've got all sorts of different criteria that you can use, including fundamentals, technical analysis. But more important to that, you can use things like the target price, or the expected price of a share in the future, according to the analyst target price. It'll also tell you what the percentage difference between what the analysts expect the stock to be and where it's currently trading. The technical target price, or the expected price based on the previous price history of a stock, and again the difference between the expected price and today's price. And of course the fundamental target price based on its earnings, and the OWL price, which is the average of all of these three: the analysts, the technical, and the fundamental target price. The OWL is basically the average of these. You can also look up what the consensus recommendation is. Is it a buy? Is it a sell? Is it a hold? And you can also look up projected earnings, growth, dividend, etc. So let's build an actual search. So it's really easy. Using the drop down menus, I'll just go down to fundamentals, and I'll pick, for example, debt to equity. I want a stock where the debt to equity is low or very low. So using the drop down menu, I'll just click on low and very low and press search. Okay, I've come up with 1309 securities that have a low debt to equity ratio. So obviously I need to add some extra criteria to get down to a more manageable list. Okay, I'll include this time return on assets, and I want return on assets that are high or very high. Okay, search again, and I'm down to now 244 securities. So still too many stocks, so I'll go up and I'll add some more criteria to my list. So back down to fundamentals again, and this time I'll say that I want a PE ratio, and this time instead of saying high or low, I'll actually give it a value. So I'll say that PE ratio has to be less than, I'll just type in 14 and press search, and I'm down to 158 stocks. If you don't want to use a number, you can simply use the high and low method by just changing the less than to an is, and then just saying, well, give me a PE ratio that's low or very low. And I'm down to 132 securities. I'll just add one more criteria to this. The stock's analyst recommendation is a buy or an outperform. And from 132 securities, I'm now down to 40, a much more manageable list. I'll clear this for now, and we'll start again as a recap. New search, new list. And this is the default search. I'll get rid of market capitalization because I'm not interested in that for now in this example. And I'll just build a new search again from scratch. So I'll say that the target price, based on what the analysts say, is greater than where the stock is currently trading. In other words, the stock's undervalued according to the analyst target price. I've now got 560 stocks that the analysts think are undervalued. So now I'll add some of my own criteria to this. Current closing price has to be less than $5. I'm only interested in stocks below $5 for this example. Okay, I'm down to 460. That didn't make that much difference, so I'll add some more. Maybe with the closing price, I should say it has to be above the moving average. So if I say the closing price is greater than the 50-day moving average, and run that, and we're now down to 171 securities. Okay, still too many stocks. I might use the search builder wizard here. The search builder wizard will add extra lines into the search criteria for us. So the short-term moving average is greater than the long-term moving average, and I'm now down to 158 securities. Okay, so that's how you build searches. Now, rather than building your own searches, what a lot of clients prefer to do is actually use the pre-built searches. So go into the load search and choose from the pre-existing searches. So for example, I can search for stocks that have got strong earnings and growth, or share prices that are above $2 but under the target price, a scan that combines both the technical and the fundamental criteria, etc., etc. But for this example, I'm going to choose the OWL consensus buy or hold. So in other words, stocks that are undervalued according to the OWL criteria, and where the consensus recommendation is that the stock is a buy or a hold. Okay, so it comes up with 85 securities. Now, of these 85 securities, what I can do is I can just save this list and I can do some further research. But for now, and probably more importantly, what I can also do is I can save the list directly into Metastock. I'll do that now, and it will bring up a box and it will ask me to give the list a name. So I'll give this list a name and I'll call it the OWL value undervalued. So this list of 85 securities that we've just generated in Oraclescan will now be sent directly into Metastock, and we can reference that list in Metastock. So I'll just quickly open up the Metastock software and go and find that list. Okay, as normal I will open a chart, but instead of looking at the equities folder where I normally go, I'll just change this to the trading data folder, and there it is. Now if I just open that and expand, you'll see there's my OWL value undervalued. So that's my list of 85 securities. So I'll just double click on that. Yep, there they are. And I can obviously apply all of my normal technical analysis that I use Metastock for to these stocks that I know are undervalued. Most clients are actually using the Metastock Explorer and they're combining it with Oraclescan. So what they're doing is they're going up to the Explorer and they're using their favorite technical search, but instead of applying it across the whole stock market, they're applying it just to those securities that come up in Oraclescan. So let's say the Equus MACD buy signal is your favorite search. When you press search, instead of having the equities folder, if you go straight to those 85 securities in the folder we've just saved a couple of seconds ago, we can now run the MACD buy signal over just those stocks. Okay, I'll just do that now. Okay, so it's come back with one security. Only one stock has got an MACD buy signal that happens to be in my list of 85 securities. So that's obviously saving us a lot of time and a lot of research time. Out of interest, if I run that exact same search, that MACD buy signal search, across, instead of the 85 securities, I'll just get rid of those and I'll replace them with the whole stock market, the 2,500 securities in the equities folder. Okay, and I'll just select all of those. Okay, if I go to the reports now, I can see that if I had to run that search over the whole stock market, I found over 120 securities that have an MACD buy signal at the moment. I mean, some of these stocks are trading at less than 1 cent, less than 2 cents. You really have to wonder about the quality of these companies. So if you're using just technical analysis on these stocks, you're going to end up having charts that technically may have an MACD buy signal, for example, but they may not necessarily be the best value stocks to be applying that method to. So if I go back into Oraclescan, from a point of view of being able to really analyze stocks in a whole different dimension further than just technical analysis, this program really is powerful. And you can see with the drop down list, it's very easy to use. You select what you're interested in. Let's say, for example, you're interested in the materials sector. You can say, okay, give me all the stocks on the materials sector, in this case 750 of them, and then you can say, okay, well, of these 750 stocks, which is undervalued according to the technical target price. Just like before, we do a search. So out of the whole material sector, according to technical analysis, there is 225 stocks that are trending up and are undervalued according to their technical target price. Of those 225, which of them have a buy recommendation according to the analysts? We're down to 10 stocks. So really quickly we can get down to a short list of stocks with very little work, no formula language, and we can very easily save these lists to Metastock and apply our technical analysis. and that's basically how the program works.